Welcome to this anniversary video for Super 8 Database. We have a huge announcement in this video, so hang on here, but first let's talk about the year that has passed. The last year we have added 2,500 films, and 700 of those the films got a new cover. That's roughly the same numbers as we had the first year we were public, so that shows we will continue in this project at a steady pace. In total, that makes it more than 8,000 films in the database now, and 2,500 of those have a cover. There are still a lot of films that haven't been registered yet, so we'll have to continue working on this for the years to come. And I've started to realize just how many Super 8 films that was actually released back in the day. We have added a few new features as well, like trailers and posters, and not to mention catalogs. I really enjoyed adding catalogs to the project. It's something special looking at the films, how they were announced back in the day. Some of them even before I was born. And I have had such a blast working with the catalogs. So thanks to everybody who have sent in catalogs to us. Without them we couldn't have done this. The big highlight of the year for me was going to Blackpool. In Blackpool we get to meet so many other collectors sharing the same hobby, and the big highlight for me was of course to meet Greg for the first time in person. We have worked together closely for a long time now, but finally we got to meet in person, which I really enjoyed. And we also got to meet Martin Dew, our newest member that had just joined us just before Blackpool. So that was superb as well to meet in person. Thanks to everybody who stopped and talked to us. I had a great time, and I really hope that I'll get back there in November. I'll do if I can. Thanks to everybody who has sent in covers, catalogs, and corrections. It's great to have those corrections sent in as well, because we do make mistakes sometimes, and it's great to fix up those mistakes, because we really try to get a complete and correct database. So thank you to everybody who has contributed in one way or another during the last year, or in reality the last 2 years for many of you. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. We'll have to work on this bit by bit and make it better every year. But now back to the big announcement. I promised in the beginning of this video, we have added projectors. Take a look.
Back in the day, Carlos Pradera made the Super 8 data site, a database of hardware made for Super 8. The site was wonderful and complements what our Super 8 database has for films today. Unfortunately, the site was abandoned, and although copies of the old site exists, the site is no longer maintained. The data was however released as copyleft, which means, as Wikipedia says, the practice of granting the right to freely distribute and modify intellectual property with the requirement that the same rights be preserved in derivative works created from the property. Carlos never stated the exact license, but our Super 8 database has a copyleft type of license, which therefore is compatible. We have therefore decided to pick up this fantastic work and build upon it for our old site that is actively maintained. And the hardware will be a great addition to our films. We will start with the projectors, and as we now launch this feature, we have more than 600 projectors added to the database, and we will continue to add data to increase this number. On the top of the site, you will find a new menu item called Brands. You can click on it and get a list of all brands registered in the database. You can select a brand to get a list of all the projectors made from that brand. All projectors have their own page with more info. The list of data about a projector can be big, so we have grouped the data to make it easier to read. On the top right you will find a list of more projectors in the same series, if they exist. The search now also includes search for projectors. You can also filter for some of the attributes like reel capacity. We have made a compare tool to compare projectors. Start off by clicking on the compare button. Find another projector you want to compare the first one with. Click on compare on this projector too, and for the fun of it, let's add a third one too. Now click on the show button to compare all three projectors. It is now easy to look at each feature side by side in an organized table. If you copy this URL and paste it into Facebook or a forum, you now have a great way to prove your point in any raging projector discussion. On the front page, you can now follow our work as we add new projectors. We hope you will love this new feature as much as we do. Thanks for watching.